Welcome to today's meditation for container exercises for finding ways to be able to let go of some challenging moments that you might have had in the day thus far, finding ways to let things go, to be able to move forward as the best zipped up adult version of yourself. So we're going to start this exercise today by the same thing that we often do, which is either closing your eyes if that seems comfortable for you, or maybe just softening your gaze to either look towards the floor or looking off towards something else gently. Just being able to find a moment to come to your breath. Taking a nice deep, full breath in, filling up those lungs completely, and slowly letting that go in an exhalation that's longer than the inhale. Continuing to do that, and remembering that those inhales and that longer exhale is letting our body know that there's no danger around here. Inhaling, filling up completely, and exhaling. Sometimes people at this moment like to find a gentle rocking from side to side. If that feels good, you can do that. We're just following whatever the body is telling us that it needs today in this moment to be able to let go some of those challenging things that may have happened today so far. Some people like to do this practice to get their morning started if they had a rough night. Or some people like to do this at the end of the day. Taking those nice, deep, long breaths in, and then emptying out those lungs completely in a nice, deep exhale. So then we're going to bring to mind a container. Now, this can be any container at all. Don't search too hard for it in your brain. Any container that comes to your mind. Some people like to make it a really large container. Maybe it's a shipping container. Maybe it's something small and compact. But the important thing of whatever container comes to your mind is that it's a sturdy, strong, secure container. Because this container is going to hold all of the precious and challenging things that you're going to put into it today. Because even the challenging, hard things are important parts of us. So that's what today is going to be about, honoring that. So making sure those nice deep breaths in and out are still happening, filling up those lungs completely, and then letting it go. So you're going to pull up in your mind this container. And the first thing you're going to notice is, how big is this container? You're going to go around the outside. So if it's a really large container, you might have to walk around the outside of this container. If it's a small one, you're going to just run your hands along the side. And as we're noticing this, we're going to create that full picture in our brain of what does it feel like to touch the sides of this container. Really noticing, what does it feel like in our hands, under our fingers? What is this container made out of? What does this container feel like when we touch it? Is it soft and flexible, or is it strong and rigid? And once we've looked completely around the outside of this container, and we are certain that it is strong enough and sturdy enough to hold all of the things that we need to put into it, And you're going to open it. We're going to look inside this container. Check to make sure that it's all sealed, strong enough, and we're certain that this will be a safe place to put all of the challenging things that we're going to put in. So then once we're certain that this is the container that we want and need, then one by one, we're going to imagine that each of the hard things, they're going to be in boxes. So if your container is a very small box, small container, then each of the hard things are going to be in very, very small boxes. If you've got a very large container, then maybe they're really large, heavy boxes. But you're going to imagine each item being gently taken out and placed into that container. And as you gently take each hard thing that needs to go into that container, you're going to imagine it leaving your body, leaving some tension, pulling it away, and placing it into that container. You're going to notice as you move each box, as you can feel it under your fingers, under your hands, placing it and leaving the tension from your body. The tension gets left behind with those boxes. One by one, each box leaves your body and finds its way into this container where they will be kept and they will be taken care of because these are precious to you, even if they are hard. And as you're breathing, as you're doing this, imagining what these boxes feel like, how heavy they are, notice them leave your hands, notice the tension leaving your body becoming a little bit lighter as each moment goes on. And once it feels like each of these things are in the container that need to be in there right now, you're going to close the opening of this container. Notice what it feels like to close it. And you're going to take the lock that only you have the combination, only you have the key for. You're going to place that lock on the container. Take a nice deep breath as you do that. And letting it go. And then you're going to imagine that this container is going to be placed somewhere where it's going to be taken care of, and only you know where it is. So if you need to go back to this container at any point, you can, but it does not need to be in your line of sight at all times. Sometimes that's what this container is about. It's not about leaving everything behind. It's about putting them away for now. So you're going to imagine a place somewhere that's far enough away that you can have some comfort away from these thoughts and feelings and challenges. You're going to notice what it feels like for it to be put away. Notice what that feels like in your body when it's put away. And you're going to imagine yourself turning around and slowly walking back to the place where you are currently in. Imagine your feet on the ground, on the floor, walking your way back to where you are. Taking a nice deep breath in and letting it go. And you're going to notice, going to start bringing awareness to where you are. So you're going to start off by noticing, what do you hear in the space around you? Maybe there are other people in another room. Maybe it's the sound of things outside. or the sound of a heater or a fan in your space, you're just going to notice those sounds. And as you're noticing that, you're going to bring some awareness to your toes. So holding what you hear, as well as wiggling your toes a little bit, noticing maybe you've got socks on or shoes on. What does that feel like? And then we're going to start to bring awareness to other parts of our body and wherever you're sitting. What does it feel like? Can you feel the fabric of whatever you're sitting on, the fabric of your clothing, at the same time as noticing what you hear? Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Noticing, is there any more tension that's left in your body? What's your heart rate doing? Just noticing. You're going to end up taking 3 more nice deep breaths in. Imagine breathing in nice, clean, fresh air and exhaling any of that tension that is left behind, really letting that go. As we start to zip ourselves up to become the best adult versions of ourselves, to enter our day, to finish our day. And final deep breath in. And let it go. And as it starts to feel comfortable, you can gently open your eyes, gently looking around the room, noticing all those lovely things in your space. So, with this container activity, if you're feeling like your body and brain are ready to go out into the world as the best adult versions of yourself, you can continue as such, or you can continue with some more of the meditations. I've got a few more online here, so you can do that if needed. In the meantime, I wish you a gentle day,